Good evening from my part of the world, and happy Father's Day to all fathers out there. Today is Father's Day, and we celebrate fathers, our protectors, our teachers, our quiet heroes. We pause in the busyness of life and say thank you from the depths of our hearts. Thank you for showing up, regardless of what society and there are great fathers like yourselves out there, and we appreciate you. We are so grateful. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying when it was easier to leave. Thank you for being the foundation, even when you were tired and unseen. But today, as we honor fathers everywhere, let us speak not just to celebrate what you do, but to affirm who you are. And we hope you continue to become. So dear fathers, we love and respect you not only for what you provide, but for who you are becoming in front of us. We don't just need the man who pays the bills. Oh yes, we applaud you for that. We are grateful. But I want you to understand that that is just what you do. Your wholeness is beyond that. Today there are women who equally pay all the bills too. So we don't just need the man who pays the bills. We need the man who is alive inside. Deep, right? Yes. You are not put on this earth to just stress, worry, pay all the bills and die and go. No. So it is fantastic that you pay the bills, but we need you to be alive inside. The man who is emotionally available. The man who knows how to rest, how to heal, and how to love without fear. We need a version of you that is whole, not just the one that works and worries. Your children are watching, not just how hard you work, but how you live. Your children are watching. They are learning not just how to survive, but how to be. One of the greatest gifts you can give your children is not just your sacrifice, but your self-care. Yes. I know it might sound funny to some of you. Why am I talking to men and I say self-care? Yes. One of the greatest gifts you can give your children is not your sacrifice, but your self-care. Yes. Take good care of your body, not only for longevity, but to show your family what honoring the temple of life looks like. Yes. You think a man is just supposed to give and give and give and give. Self-care is a gift you give to your children too. Show your family what honoring the temple of life looks like. Take care of your mind, not only for clarity, but to teach your family how to navigate storms with wisdom. Take care of your heart, because a man who can love deeply shapes a generation of children who believe love is safe and sacred. I know you already know this truth, and that is a man who is present and healthy in himself is a man who can pour into his family with joy, not resentment. Society and religion has taught you that as a man, you have to give and give and give and give. And they bring even scriptures to let you know that if you can't give in this capacity, you are not a man enough. And you bought into that lie. So you are pouring even from emptiness. You were not created to pour out of emptiness. A man who is present and healthy in himself is a man who can pour into his family with joy, not resentment. So we say to our fathers one more time, you don't have to carry everything. You don't have to pretend you are strong when you are struggling. You don't have to silence your pain. That's what society has socialized you to understand. And when they say man, be a man, man up, it means die in silence. You don't have to silence your pain. You are human before you are hero. And we want you healthy, not just heroic. We want the man who can laugh without fear. Like the man is supposed to be a robot. No emotions. He's not supposed to experience joy. He's not supposed to be happy. He's just supposed to give and give and give. Really? The man is human too. We want the man who can laugh without fear. A man who can be sad without shame. A man who can correct with love. Who can lead not only with strength, but in humility too. A man who isn't afraid to say, I need help. And who isn't proud to say, I love you. You don't have to do this alone. That is why you have a family. And that is why you have to raise and nurture your family. Because everything you pour in there comes back to fuel you. Everything you pour in there, if your family is the functional and the healthy one that is supposed to be, then everything you pour into there is supposed to come back to you to fuel you. So you don't have to do it alone. Your family is supposed to be your safe place too. So this Father's Day, we honor every man who has chosen to show up, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and lovingly too. Gone are the days that men thought just being responsible was enough. So we thank you. Those of you who are going the extra mile to show up, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and lovingly too. We salute you. We honor you not only for the burdens you've carried, but for the hearts you've held gently too. For the wisdom you've shared, for the hugs you've given, for the moments you've been present, even in silence. Your family asks you to live long and to live well, not just for them, but for you. Because a loved and loving father is a powerful force in this world. Did you hear your sister? A loved and loving father, a man who is poured into, who is equally pouring into his family, is a powerful force in this world. A loved and loving father is a powerful force in this world. Your family loves you. They thank you. They need you, but not just to survive, not just to provide their needs. but to be whole, happy, and present, living life. Because a responsible and loving father is not defined merely by his ability to provide, but by the intentional presence, care, and character he brings into his family. He is both a guide and a gardener, shaping, nurturing, pruning, and growing alongside those he loves. A responsible and loving father, a man who is equally poured into, who doesn't pour from emptiness. He is loved too, so that becomes a fuel for him to also pour into his family. A loved and a loving father is a powerful force in this world. So don't buy into that religious bollocks and all those gimmicks that because you're a man you don't need love. You need a supportive family too. You are not just to give and give and give from emptiness. The love that is poured into you is what fuels you to give also. So your family loves you, they thank you, they need you, whole, happy, and healed. Because a responsible and loving father is not just defined merely by his ability to provide, but by the intentional presence, care, and character he brings into his family. You might think you are poor, the poorest of the poor, but let me tell you, people don't have 1/4 of what you have, but they still give leadership, they still give character, they still show up. So fatherhood, you don't have an excuse. You don't have an excuse. In case you've not been told, and yes, you can't call any editorial fee. By the intentional presence, your care, and your character, you are both a guide and a gardener, shaping, nurturing, pruning, growing alongside those you love. A loving and responsible father is present, not just available. He doesn't just show up in body, he shows up in hearts, mind, and attention. When some of you hear fatherhood, all that comes to your mind is money. So some of you are waiting to either become a millionaire or have so much material blessings before you step in. No. But then your children would have left the nest. They need you now. To show up in hearts, mind, and attention. If today that they're under your care, you can't be present, you can't be available, and emotionally you are checked out, it doesn't matter the money you spend on them. Immediately they're on their own, there will be no relationship. You can listen, you can engage, you can be there, you can show up in hearts, mind, and attention, not just so much money. A responsible and a loving father is emotionally mature. He acknowledges his emotions, processes them in healthy ways, and teaches his children that vulnerability is strength, not weakness. He doesn't just raise children, he helps shape emotionally intelligent adults. So money is good, money is a tool, money is a leverage, but listen, there are families who don't have what you have, and yet there is so much love, there is so much discipline. They are raising emotionally intelligent adults. So you have no excuse. If you check out emotionally, you have given up on the children and there's no relationship. It doesn't matter whether they bear your name or not. Number 3, a responsible and loving father is self-caring and self-aware. He understands that his family doesn't just need him working. And sometimes it looks like society and religion has taught men to just stress, pay all the bills, die and go, just worry. No. Some of you are amazing. Some of you are doing amazing in this generation. Self-caring and self-aware. A loving and a responsible father understands that his family doesn't just need him working, paying all the bills. His family wants him to live well too. So he prioritizes his physical, emotional, and mental well-being, not out of selfishness, but because he knows that he can't pour from an empty cup. If you don't fill yourself up, how would you pour? So many of these fathers, you are pouring good, but you are pouring from emptiness. And very soon, your soul will run empty. For you to be a loving and a responsible father, you must be a safe place. You have to create an atmosphere where love, discipline, and grace coexist. Your children must feel safe to speak. Try. Your presence should intimidate them. They can speak, they can even fail, they can grow, they can learn, they can dream all around you. Your partner should find in you a friend, not a burden. A loving and a responsible father is a man of integrity. He models honesty, accountability, humility, and faithfulness. Some of you hear these words and you think it's for the business world, not for the home. A man went into counseling session accusing the partner of infidelity, and the counselor asked, "He who comes to the table must come with clean hands." And the man said that is business terms, not in terms of relationship. Yeah, because he's a man, he can do whatever he wants, but the woman doesn't have the right to get closer to somebody else. You see, a loving and a responsible father is a man of integrity. He models honesty, accountability, humility, and faithfulness. You think these words are supposed to be associated to a woman, right? No. A loving and a responsible father is a man of integrity. He teaches his children not only with his words, but with the consistency of his actions. Children learn not just by what we tell them, but by what we do, by who we are. So you can't teach your children one thing and you are doing something else. No. The consistency of your actions. If your actions don't match with your words, they will choose your actions and not your words. Because words are cheap, even the children know. I've told you, the children of this generation, they hear more than we tell them, and they see more than we show them. So if you're not consistent in your actions, and your words don't match your actions, you can't raise children with integrity. You can't raise children who are honest, accountable, humble, and faithful. A loving and a responsible father is a teacher and a learner too, because none of us knows it all. As we learn, we teach our children. He doesn't pretend to have it all. He doesn't pretend to know it all. He teaches what he knows and is humble enough to grow where he falls short. He admits his mistakes and turns them into lessons. And it's beautiful to see the family growing together with a leader who admits his mistakes and turns them into lessons. A loving and a responsible father is a builder of legacy. He looks beyond the now. He is futuristic. He soaks into the future. He plans the future of his children. So futuristic. He looks beyond the now. He soaks into the future, teaching values, cultivating character, and creating memories. He doesn't just build a home, he builds a legacy of love, trust, and honor. He's not just a father, but he's a dad. He's not just a father, but he's a dad. And many of you are asking, what is the difference between a father and a dad? There's a huge difference. One can be out of legality and biology, but the other has to do with relationship. The children of this generation want deeper, meaningful connections and relationships, not just material wealth. So you cannot just throw money at them, give them all the things they need, and still want them to see you as a dad. They want relationship too. A responsible and loving father is a gift and a guide, one whose presence empowers and whose love anchors the hearts of those entrusted to him. Yes, a father and a dad can be different, though they can absolutely be the same person. The distinction is not about biology, just like I said, but about relationship, presence, and emotional connection, which the children of this generation appreciate. So in as much as we are working harder to give them their basic needs, to even go the extra mile to give them luxury, the relationship is important to the children of this generation. So a father and a dad can be the same person, but the distinction is about biology, a relationship, presence, and emotional connection. So let's look at the breakdown, so you'll be able to know whether you're a father or you're a dad, and you'll set your goals for the coming year right. Some of you turn around to wonder how you've invested so much into your children, taking them to good schools, giving them soft life, and yet all they see is you being responsible, not loving. This is the difference. The things you throw at them, because they can't provide it at this level, they appreciate, but their souls are yearning beyond those material world. They want relationship. So a father is a biological or legal male parent, and the focus has to do with the role and responsibility. The father may be the man who contributed to a child's birth or holds the legal title of parent. He may be present or absent in the child's life, and yet he's the father. As to whether he was just a sperm donor, and yet he's gone. Nothing about their lives concern them, and yet they're fathers. The term father doesn't necessarily imply emotional closeness or active involvement. So yes, a child can bear his name, but he doesn't care about whatever happens concerning their lives. Some too do the extra mile. As fathers, provide enough. Provide the basic. As they have, they also share. But being a father doesn't necessarily imply emotional closeness or active involvement. That is why you can hear people say, he's my biological father, but I didn't grow up with him. Yeah? The child may bear his name, but there's no emotional connection. There's no emotional closeness or active involvement. His own child doesn't even know his or her birthday, date of birth. A man can be a father by law or biology, just like I said, without being emotionally involved. He's a father. And in this generation, the fathers are trying. At least a greater percentage of you. You go to PTAs and the fathers are there. The fathers take their children out even without their mothers. You are doing amazing. But we wish this message will cut across every father. A father can drive so many miles just to take a child to school. There are some homes today, there are no house helpers. It is just the father and mother, and they have beautiful arrangements. So you are doing well as fathers. But aside the provision, aside the material wealth and the basic needs and the luxury, can you also be emotionally available to these children? Can you be emotionally close and actively involved beyond providing their basic needs? So children won't say, he is my biological father, but I didn't grow up with him. A dad is a man who is actively present, emotionally connected, and lovingly involved in the life of his child. I watched, I think, Steve Harvey's program and saw a small child. A child who, if I'm not mistaken, I would say wasn't even 7 years old. When the host, Steve Harvey, said, "Is that your father?" the child said, "He's not just my father, he's my dad." I'm like, whoa. A 7-year-old daughter can differentiate between a father and a dad. A dad is a man who is actively present, emotionally connected, and lovingly involved in the life of his child. Hello, sir. And the focus is relationship and emotional connection. All these women struggling, getting themselves in dysfunctional relationships, was simply because they couldn't get a dad growing up. So they don't know what goes into a man treating them well. So anything you see that resembles extra giving and care, you think that is it, only to discover in the relationship that no, this is not what you wanted. It is a dad's responsibility to teach his daughter what to expect from a man that claims to love her. Where are the dads? You amazing father. You provide your children's basic needs, but can you be emotionally connected? Can you have a relationship with your children aside paying their fees, their school fees, and giving them their basic needs? So these daughters don't grow up and see dysfunctionality as what is, because they don't know what functional relationship is supposed to be. That is the responsibility of a dad. A man who is actively present, emotionally connected, and lovingly involved in the life of his children. So he can teach his sons how to genuinely care for a woman, not just to use her as a sex toy. And to teach his son what to expect of a woman who is loved, willing, ready, and able to do life with a man, not just to trap him with sex. So the men will be able to differentiate between sex and between love. A woman who is ready, willing, and able to do life with a man. These are the functions of a dad. Where are the dads? Where are the dads? Can your children sit back and watch you and be able to know the difference between a father and a dad? So they can be able to differentiate between a person who is willing, ready, and able to do life with them, not just to play games with their emotions. A dad is someone who shows up consistently, not just to provide, but to protect, nurture, guide, and grow with his children. So the term dad is earned through love, effort, and care. You see, I haven't mentioned money. I haven't mentioned money yet. Some of you think whatever you invest into these children when they grow up is their mothers they will take care of. And I'm telling you, it is because you don't build relationship with them. The children of this generation, they see more than we show them. And they hear more than we tell them. They don't care where that money is coming from. The attitude and the atmosphere at which that gift was given to them, they fell in love with the person who gave them that gift. Where is that? That you can't take your children out to go and, within your level, there are things bespoke for you, according to your level, in your pocket. Even if it's ice cream you can buy for your children. How can you be so busy that the children can go to school a whole academic year and you haven't passed by? What prevents you from going to pay your children's school fees? What prevents you from going to your children's school to go and pay their school fees? The children see everything as coming from money. They don't feel you. And the home crap is on top of all this. You are also very harsh. You are mean to them. So to them, we can ask them, is this man our father, or we are to look up to someone else coming? Whereby everything is coming from you, Father, and yet your children don't even see. You are working so hard to provide for them, but the children can't see. They can't see beyond that money. The love, the effort, the care, they don't feel it. And that's why you can hear people say, he adopted me when I was little and raised me like his own. He is my dad. And the biological father is somewhere else. But the child has found a dad in another man. A man who shows up at PTA meetings. A man who openly prays for his children on their birthday, speak into their future. A man who gives advice. A man who listens, not shouting his children. Who said that thing? Who used that word? No. He listens. Disciplines with love. And creates lasting memories. It's a man who is referred to as a dad. Not a man that upon a man or bar than in many up baby. Because when you have fear, obekasa from insulting them, and Kulana Wankasa woman. Did you matem oba wa to me friend Jimmy for? No, you know Jimmy for now. You wonder why. And yet you pay their school fees. They are private schools, expensive schools, where expensive things, and yet there is no connection. There is no relationship. And as long as they live under your care, because they can't take good care of themselves at this age, it would be okay with them. The very moment they flee your nest, you realize there's no relationship. And you turn around and say, Mami Fona Jimufane from Mami Bia don't have the power to do that. If only you build a relationship with your children, no mother, no wife will be able to turn their children's hearts from you, away from you. Because the children of this generation, they see more than you show them, and they hear more than you can tell them. They yearn, they look beyond their basic needs that you provide, Father. They want to laugh. Children get depression too. When they get into those depressed moods, can they come to you as a father and pour their hearts out? If something bad happens to them in town, can they come to you as a safe space? That you not use it against them till their kingdom comes. That you not even beat them on top. So yes, today is Father's Day. We thank you for being amazing fathers. But beyond being a father is the dad that the children of this generation are yearning for. Every dad is a father, but not every father is a dad. Father is a title, dad is a relationship. Don't go and work so hard. When I'm construction sites, now show that we are men are working hard. We thank you. Some of these men, yes, are the and papa people due himself. And not the Kota Arabia's said the Bayan and we appreciate you, fathers. But can you go beyond providing the children's basic needs and build a relationship, be emotionally available to these children? Akola 21, 22, 19, 20 can just find love in a boy, in a man, in Obipo Betmia and a papa, just because all she wanted was for a man to love her rights, but she couldn't get that. And just from the teenage years to her early 20s as a girl, she wasted her life in a dysfunctional relationship, abusive relationship at that tender age. When life is so full because she didn't grow up to experience the love of her dad. Every dad is a father, but not every father is a dad. Father is a title, dad is a relationship. Can you teach your daughters what they deserve from men, so they will stop throwing themselves at men just so they feel love? The love you didn't give to them as a dad. One can father a child without being a dad, but to be a dad, you must be there, not just in presence, but in heart. Are you a father or a dad? Are you a father or a dad? Today, some children still want to do their mothers instead, to go wish them happy Father's Day. And their fathers are still alive. Not because these fathers have neglected or abandoned them, but because the fathers are working hard to provide for these children without any relationship with them. Can we do it better? Can we do it better? Yes, we can. We are capable. Can you teach your boys what to expect as love? So girls don't use their body and the cheapest commodity on the market now, sex, to track them and to solve their future. Because many marriages started because of pregnancy. The boy thought he was just going to have fun, got the lady pregnant, and they had to get married. And so the boy discovered himself in the relationship and realized this is not what I want. And he was too much engrossed in. Can we teach our boys what genuine love is? Can we teach them the difference between having sex and building a life, being in love with the woman that you want to do life with? So the girls don't trap them with sex and divert the future they could have had. Can we raise our daughters in love? So we teach them what functionality means. So any man who give them material wealth, they don't see that as love and look beyond that, even when there is no character. Dad, where are you? We celebrate you today, Father. But can you go beyond being a father and be a dad unto your children? To all the amazing dads out there, we salute you. We salute you. Many of the things that we don't need so much to do, because it is just a matter of relationship, a healthy relationship. Those are the things we struggle to do. So it looks like the material things, what we use money to buy, comes handy and easier for us than love, care, and building connection. And some of you, that is it. You didn't get these things from your parents, so you see it as odd. That you can hear a man say, as for me, I don't even know how to pamper my children. And to him, the pampering means spoiling them. No, that's a different thing. So to him, once he comes from work and ends, it is from harsh words to harsh words to harsh words till the next day he leaves again. Can you go beyond being a father? You are responsible. You're giving your family a beautiful home. You've given them a beautiful life, luxury. They go out there and people envy their lives. But you know they are not happy because they are looking beyond their basic needs to the relationship they could have had with you as a father. Can you go beyond? Can you go beyond being a responsible father to become a loving dad? Don't forget that once you pour this into your family, they pour it back into you as a fuel for you to do more. So many of you in America as men, you don't have a family pouring into you because you have always been responsible but not loving. And when it comes to responsibility, they see it as a necessity, as a duty. It is the love that they appreciate. It is the love beyond it, the care, the emotional connection that builds the bond that will enable them to fuel you back in return to. So happy Father's Day. Consider these words. If you're a dad, we salute you. If you're a father, we thank you. How can you become a dad that emotionally you bond with your children? So next year by now, your children can say, Happy Father's Day, Dad. So on behalf of your family, I say thank you. Thank you for being available. Thank you for sacrificing. Thank you for giving it all so your family can have that decent life. May you be full too, because you are equally human. May you be fruit too, because you are equally human. A loved and a loving man is a powerful force to reckon with. Until I come your way in my next video, I say much love and blessings and happy Father's Day one more time.